All right, 5 o'clock. Good to have you with us, Odyssey.com Rewind. So I got a couple things for you. One, it may be confirmation that as it relates to the NFL draft, I am a Brad bot. I want to sell you a provocative selection at 29 that I'd actually be okay with. But on the heels of the Tiger thing, I wanted to highlight one thing. And we're going to do this on tomorrow's show, which is, okay, I will get excited about the Tigers when... ... Mm-hmm. All right. I'm happy they're winning games. Lord knows they're playing some of the worst teams in the league. And last night, not with the Red Wings on, not with Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, not with paint drying as an option, was I going to watch a scoreless 9-inning game. I'm hoping with my listeners. This offense makes me want to throw up.
Well.
However, the pitching's really good in the bullpen. You want a bullpen stat for everybody? You guys are driving home? Check this out. Now, wholly unsustainable, but man, is it fun. Tigers bullpen through 4 games. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
17 innings, 19 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 6 total hits. Whip .65 and a 109 opponent batting average.
So they're going back to the days of that Mario Ravana. Wait.
Okay, words are just pouring out of your mouth here, and I don't know what's happening. Did you just try to say Madonna?
No,
Mariano
Rivera. Yes.
I'm leaving. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mariano Rivera.
Stop, both of you. You're effing with me. There is no confusing the name of the greatest closer in the history of the sport of baseball.
We just couldn't
Enter
pronounce.
Sandman.
And him and Wetland when they had that 1-2 combination.
You just tried to call him Mario Benuelos. I'm done. I'm done. Kenny, that's disrespect.
He's no Timmy Trumpets, okay? Everybody relax.
He's no Billy Blyden. Like, what? Huh? Wow. It's all I can say to you.
Mario something or other.
Yeah, what was that? Mariana Trench. Mariano Rivera?
Yeah, that guy.
Holy mercy. So, there's your Tiger note. Let me sell you on this draft thing. Work with me. Mock drafts, heard Doug and Scott talking about it. There are a couple now that feature Brock Bowers being available at 29. The tight end from Georgia. Now, obviously, he's not your typical tight end. This is a guy they split out wide almost 60% of the time. He runs wide receiver routes. You don't believe me? Go watch tape of Georgia where they got this kid running double moves.
Right.
Like big-time wide receiver moves. I said to myself, Brock Wright's out the door to San Francisco. Josh Reynolds went to the Broncos. And if you're open to the idea of if Brad Holmes thinks a receiver is the best player, then why wouldn't you be open to Brock Bowers? The Lions were borderline top 10 in 12 personnel, meaning 1 back, 2 tight ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this offense. Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Laporta, Bowers, Gibbs, Montgomery, elite O-line, Jared Goff. Now, it sounds crazy, but this idea of when it comes to the draft, I do become a bit of a Brad bot.
Well, and you're allowed to, Mike, because let me add to that scenario. Enter the new NFL tackling rules.
Oh.
Where you can't tackle high, you can't tackle low, and now you can't do the drop tackle, which means you can't grab somebody by the waist, which pretty much leaves a window of about maybe 3 to 4 inches of where you could tackle. And that's about it. So if you're an offensive team, get better offensively. Don't worry about your defense. It sounds blasphemous to say, but this is turning more to 7-on-7. So, yeah, if Brock Bowers is there, first of all, make sure there's nothing going on in his life.
Like what has happened?
We need to do a quick criminal background check. Let's call his doctors. Let's get everything.
Is there a bolo out on this cat?
Because we're about to make this move. So, hey, scramble. 2 minutes. Everybody get back to me and tell me thumbs up.
Who came to his birthday party?
Yes. Let's talk to the manager who lives in the basement in the concrete closet. and talk to the guy who walks around with coach on his lapel.
Oh, yes.
But no, if he's there, now you don't have to do, this whole, hey, here comes Dan Skipper. He's man, you put a real tight end with a real tight end. They're not the same position. Oh, you got J-Mo over here, and you got Amon-Ra, plus you got either Gibbs or Montgomery in the backfield, an elite offensive line. Yeah, you make your strength stronger. You just try to go down there and outscore people. And you know what? Defense, can you guys at least keep them from scoring more than 24 points a game, and we can win this?
I bring it up because, A, look, it's a little bit of fun. But B, it shows you the level of trust that if Brad Holmes deems a guy like Bowers to be the best player, stylistically it would work. And very quietly, very under the radar, you've had a couple offensive players leave. Now, Brock Wright, 14 targets, 13 catches, but it feels like anytime Wright catches it, it's a big catch. And Josh Reynolds, I know, you're only going to remember the San Francisco game. I choose to remember he was Jared Goff's most trusted guy dozens of times on big third downs and making big catches. Those guys are gone. So does that make me a Brad bot that this dude could roll out and take a tight end and I'd be okay with it?
It doesn't. Because every year there's a guy that slides down in the draft and you're just like, why? No, I think this is one where you would be a Brad bot if you were just like, that's okay, he passed on him and whoever he takes, he takes. Like, no, there's some guys, yeah, you're going to go ahead and take this guy. Like, to me, he's right up there with Verse. If they're sitting there at this point, you got to take him. They should become the number one player on your list. Plain and simple.
248-539-9797. David, hit me.
But no, you're not a Brad bot. I would call that a blessing in disguise.
I mean, it would be a wild draft night selection. And again,
because around pick 23 is, I think you'll like, wait, is this about to happen?
It's just one of those players. Him and Jared Verse both falling. Brad has said, I don't draft for need. Think about the tools you'd be giving Ben Johnson to get you to a Super Bowl. And by the way, if any of you are scared about Jared Goff, well, then keep insulating him. Think about on a given third down, Brock Bowers becomes your de facto third wideout. Think about the mismatches that when you put Bowers in the slot with Amon-Ra, who are you covering man-to-man there? You're not. That doesn't change Laporta's role. Doesn't change J-Mo as the vertical threat. Doesn't change Gibbs out of the backfield. Go ahead, Kenny.
Could you imagine him and Laporta in the red zone? Oh, my goodness.
Who do you cover? Who do you help
How
towards?
do you cover?
So I'm asking. Look, and I again, Doug and Scott brought it up. I know in this mock draft, they take Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Bowers goes to the Chiefs. I'm saying the unthinkable of taking a tight end here, I would actually trust Brad Holmes on it.
Bro, to me, it was a draft of 2011 when all of a sudden, now he didn't turn out to be this great player, but at the time it seemed that way when Nick Fairley was sliding down the draft. And it was like, wait. The Lions were picking at 13. And he didn't go top 10. He didn't go 11. And the Lions took him. It was like, wow, that was just a gift from the football gods, and you got this guy. Now, he was okay, but at the time, it seemed like a great get.
Yeah, it would be unreal. And to your point, though, Rico, you would have to make sure that he doesn't have, like, Grant Hill ankle or something. Like, something's wrong there.
Let's talk to the surgeon who did that whole thing. Let's figure out, can this guy play, or is he basically 2 games and he's out?
Because you can split them out. You could do so many things with that offense, with combinations, with all of that. That would be
right. You don't want another
crazy.
Mosley where he's done for the year after 2 plays.
248-539-9797. David, any ticket text? We can get some of the phone calls as well.
Anyone not on board with drafting Bowers hasn't watched him play. He's more of a wide receiver than a tight end and will be elite. Someone else says, if Bowers is available at 29, I'm all in. Can I run the card up to Roger Goodell? I'm with you, Mike. If Bowers is there at 29, I'm running to the podium myself, Joe, in Chesterfield.
And listen, there's historical context for this type of thing. I mean, the Eagles with Ertz and Goddard. We've seen the Patriots pre-serial killer phase with Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. look, it's just about combinations and groupings, and they already use a ton of 2 tight ends, and one of them.
Well, why not get a good one?
Well, and I don't see a reason to match the Brock Wright thing, and Reynolds they didn't want to pay. So look, if you're on board when Rico says, "Hey, take a wide out there," then wouldn't you be on board with this?
Because he's kind of that hybrid. Speaking of the 2011 draft, and then Mike, I know you'll get this. Who were one of the 2 picks that the Lions took in the second round?
In 2011?
Yeah.
All right, so that'd be Stafford's 3rd year.
Fairly win the first round.
Okay, it was the kid with the bum knee from Oklahoma, Ryan Broyles.
It's a running back and a wide receiver.
Yeah, Mikael LaSure.
Oh, potpourri guy. When was Ryan Broyles taken?
That I don't know.
They take Titus Young there? Holy no background check. Yikes.
Ryan Broyles was 2012.
Oh, all right, year off. My bad. Can you imagine? 2 second-round picks. One guy, every red flag in the book, you still take him. The other dude, plastic knee. Look at how drafting has changed, huh?
I figured you would get
We got a running back. He's eating potpourri. Excuse me? Dude.
We got a wide receiver.
Gerald Alexander. I mean, look at all these guys.
The number 2 pick was just the kiss of death.
Correct. Didn't it start with Reuben Drones? They took him in the second round and released him. Then he goes to Denver and runs for 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
We've changed quite a bit.
We have.
248-539-9797. Rico.